thee, for the sword devour one as well as another. Make that battle more strong against the city, and overthrow it, and encourage thou him. And when the wife of Uriah heard that Uriah's husband was dead, she mourned for her husband. And when the mourning was past, David sent and fetched her to his house, and she became his wife and bare him a son. But the thing that David had done displeased the Lord.
Yeah, because he has one of the things that the Lord hates is the shed of innocent blood. Isn't that right?
Amongst other things, yeah.
Yeah, but they said specifically he hates shed innocent blood, and Uriah's blood was innocent. He didn't do anything. If he was killed in battle, in the midst of a battle, that was one thing. But he was killed on purpose. He was killed on purpose. And this thing did not escape the Lord. The Lord saw exactly what was going on. And let me see. Here it is. No, I was going to find something to show how the Lord really feels about that. But let's go ahead and read verse 12, 2 Chronicles 12. It started at 2 Samuel 12 and verse 1 through 7, and then we'll skip.
All right. And the Lord sent Nathan unto David, and he came unto him and said unto him, There were two men in one city, the one rich and the other poor. The rich man had exceedingly many flocks and herds, but the poor man had nothing, save one little ewe lamb, which he had brought and nourished up. And it grew up together with him and with his children. It did eat of his own meat, and drink of his own cup, lay in his bosom, and it was unto him as a daughter. And there came a traveler unto the rich man, and he spared to take of his own flock and of his own herd to dress for the wayfaring man that was come unto him, but took the poor man's lamb and dressed it for the man that was come to him. And David's anger was greatly kindled against the man. He said to Nathan, As the Lord liveth, the man that hath done this thing shall surely die, and he shall restore the lamb fourfold, because he did this thing, and because he had no pity. And Nathan said to David, Thou art the man. Thus saith the Lord God of Israel, I anointed thee king over Israel. I delivered thee out of the hand of Saul.
And okay, so then this is the man that this parable of this elam, David was the man who did these things. And the Lord told him later on, hey, I would have given you such and such. I would have given you even more than what you wanted if you'd have asked for it. But you dealt deceivably on that. Skip down to verse 9.
Wherefore thou hast despised the commandment of the Lord to do evil in his sight. Thou hast killed Uriah the Hittite with the sword, and hast taken his wife to be thy wife, and have slain him with the sword of the children of Ammon. Now therefore the sword shall never depart from thy house.
And it never did. This sword stayed in his house. Go ahead.
Because thou hast despised me, and hast taken the wife of Uriah the Hittite to be thy wife. Thus saith the Lord, Behold, I will raise up evil against thee out of thy own house, and I will take thy wives before thine eyes, and give them unto thy neighbor, and he shall lie with thy wives in the sight of this son.
And the Lord did that. And the Lord did that when Jonathan slept with his wives out on the roof. Absalom, I mean.
His son.
Yeah, not Jonathan. That's Saul's son.
Right.
That's Saul's son. But yeah, Absalom did that when we're going to read a little bit more about Absalom in a second. Verse 12.
For thou didst secretly, but I will do this thing before all Israel and before the sun. And David said unto Nathan, I have sinned against the Lord. And Nathan said unto David, The Lord hath put away thy sin, thou shalt not die.
No, thou shalt not die, but you won't. but a lot of people in your house will because of what you did. So I know that if this opportunity came up again, that if David was on a rooftop and looking at a beautiful woman out there and they said that she was married, he would back off quickly, because the price that he had to pay for this, he couldn't go through this again. And the people around him, with all the sons that he had and the wives that he had, they would not be able to survive with all of the stuff that was going on for the price he had to pay. So now let's go to, let me see, we finished that on 12, 14. Yeah, let's go
I can
to,
read verse 14. I can read verse 14.
yeah, go ahead, verse 14.
Howbeit, because by this deed thou hast given great occasion to the enemy of the Lord to blaspheme, the child also that is born unto thee shall surely die.
So that was the first one to die, was the child, the unborn child. Now let's go to 13. And let's go ahead and read about this. This is, Absalom right here. But this is what I wanted to go through, was 2 Chronicles, the 16th chapter. Because when all this stuff was going on, read verse 9. 2 Chronicles, the 16th chapter, verse 9.
For the eyes of the Lord run to and fro through the whole earth, to show himself strong in the behalf of them whose heart is perfect towards him. Herein thou hast done foolishly. Therefore from henceforth thou shalt have wars.
So this was talking about Asa when he went to go ahead, King Asa, when he went to go ahead and didn't seek out the Lord. He sought out another nation to help him with a battle. And this is saying something, because this is how the Lord sees everything and with everybody. His eyes, the eyes of the Lord, run to and fro throughout the whole earth to show himself strong on behalf of whose heart is perfect towards him. So this is why all this stuff was going on. The Lord saw it. He saw it perfectly. Now let's go to 2 Samuel, the 13th chapter, and we're going to start at verse 1. We're going to start from 1 to 16, and then we're going to skip. You get there, go ahead.
And it came to pass after this that Absalom, the son of David, had a fair sister whose name was Tamar.
Mm-hmm.
And Ammon, the son of David, loved her.
Oh, man. Okay, there we go.
And Ammon was so vexed that he fell sick for his sister Tamar, for she was a virgin. And Ammon thought it hard for him to do anything to her.
So he was lovesick for his half-sister. Go ahead, verse 3.
Ammon had a friend whose name was Jonadab, the son of Shemaiah, David's brother. And Jonadab was a very subtle man. And he said unto him, Why art thou, being the king's son, lean from day to day? Wilt thou not let me tell me? And Ammon said unto him, I love Tamar, my brother Absalom's sister. And Jonadab said unto him, Lay thee down on thy bed and make thyself sick. And when thy father cometh to see thee, say unto him, I pray thee, let my sister Tamar come and give me meat, and dress the meat in my sight, that I may see it and eat it at her hand. So Ammon lay down and made him sick. And when the king was come to see him, Ammon said unto the king, I pray thee, let Tamar my sister come and make me a couple of cakes in my sight, that I may eat it at her hand. And David sent home to Tamar, saying, Go now to thy brother Amnon's house and dress him meat. So Tamar went to her brother's Amnon's house, and he lay down, and she took flour and kneaded it and made cakes in his sight and did bake the cakes. And she took a pan and poured them out before him, and he refused to eat. And Amnon said, Have out all men from me. And they went out, and every man from him. And Amnon said unto Tamar, Bring me meat into thy chamber, that I may eat of thy hand. And Tamar took the cakes which she had made and brought them into the chamber of Amnon her brother.
Okay, so we see here that
some tomfoolery going on.
Yeah, they're setting her up. They're setting her up through his friend Amon. Love for Tamar is so hot that he's setting her up, even though he's playing like he's sick. He's not, just to get her in there. So go ahead, finish that.
And when she had brought them unto him to eat, he took hold of her and said unto her, Come lie with me, my sister. Mm-hmm. And she answered him, Nay, my brother, do not force me, for no such thing ought to be done in Israel, not through this folly. And I, whether shall I cause my shame to go? And as for thee, thou shalt be as one of the fools in Israel. Mm-hmm. Now therefore, I pray thee, speak unto the king, and he will not withhold me from thee. Howbeit he would not hearken unto her voice.
So she was telling him the straight truth. If you want me, speak unto the king. He won't withhold me from you.